Welcome. We start by focusing on this little table that appeared on the suite tour video we released a few weeks before this one. You'll find the link in the description. As we said, it magically transformed when you ordered in suite dining. Well, it just so happens that our butler brought us the most magnificent breakfast to have in our suite, and lo and behold, the table grew. In-suite dining on Silversea is not your run-of-the-mill room service. They really make an event of it, and your butler transforms your seating area into a personal private dining room with champagne on ice and plate after plate of the most amazing food that's as good as they serve in the restaurants. Well, because it comes directly from the same chefs. You can see the breakfast spread here, and as a bonus, just to make you feel more hungry, we'll show you a full 3-course evening meal we indulged in too. Although through the magic of editing, it may seem we've eaten it straight after breakfast. It was in fact several days later. Oh my, I can feel that Oscar for visual effects in my hand already. After breakfast, we had enough roaring energy to get off the ship and have a brisk stroll around Cozumel, an extremely flat mangrove-covered Mexican island off the east coast of Mexico in the Caribbean Sea. With its highest point on the island being only 15 metres above sea level, you'll be pushed to find even a gentle hill to climb, and even harder to find a viewpoint above the mangroves. Well, we settled for a stroll around the colourful port town, well, the only town, whose shops seemed obsessed with selling tequila, brightly painted skulls, and Nacho Libre-style wrestling masks. Nope. Vatican City this ain't. After our interesting walk around the nice and not so nice bits, and with Helen slightly cheesed off that I'd spent too much time deciding on which of the hundreds of colourful wrestling masks to buy, only to come away without one. Just for the record, I was threatened with divorce. It was time for lunch. Seeing a lunch date as an ideal way to diffuse the wrestling rift between us, what better on a warm day than an alfresco authentic Italian pizza and an ice-cold beer? Meraviglioso! Napoli, the Silver Spirit's open-air pizzeria, is named after the famous street that splits Italian city Napoli in two, that is famous for its pizzerias. Napoli also happens to be the birthplace of the pizza, so this venue is more Italian than Giorgio Armani's underwear drawer. Every pizza is made from scratch using authentic ingredients and methods, and is baked in an authentic pizza oven. Honestly, the pizzas were so good we'd have eaten here every lunchtime, but for the other tempting venues to try. We only had 9 days after all. Napoli is open in the evenings too, so if you miss lunch, there's no excuse not to try it if the weather is good. Oh, and there's ice creams in many bellissimo flavours too. What's not to love? Full of pizza and ice cream and feeling a tad doughy, we retreated to our favourite lounges around the pool for a couple of hours R&R. The area around the pool has been enlarged by the new section added last May. See part 1 of this series for a more fuller explanation. And it's a beautiful wide open space for lounging and dipping, and we absolutely love the fact the flooring has remained real teak. Look! This is becoming very rare to see, and it's a beautiful little detail I suspect most people walk over without noticing. The triple array of hot tubs is something we've not seen before, and they look really good anchored to the end of the pool. The pool is a nice size considering the size of the ship. Even room for water polo, which is organised by the singers just after lunch every sea day. Our favourite lounges are these double ones, nestled under this shaded area, but there are only 7 of them, and they were always the first to be taken. Unfortunately, they do get hogged by a few naughty so-and-sos throwing down a solitary book before breakfast and not reappearing till late morning or even lunch. Come on, people. Where's your consideration for others? For those of us with social media accounts to nurse, or who like to keep in contact with loved ones, the internet facilities on Silversea are the best we've ever experienced. Everyone on board gets the standard package of 200 megabytes a day for free, And you can upgrade to the premium package, which is unlimited for around $29 per day, but for that you get to log on with 2 simultaneous devices. Therefore, you only need one of these per family. Coupled with a really stable and fast connection even on a sea day, it's really good value if you find that sort of thing important. Oh, and premium is also included in the suites above veranda class as well. If the sun's too strong to browse outside by the pool, the Arts Cafe is the perfect place for selfies and food instas. I'm not exaggerating when I say this venue was our favourite on the whole ship. It's a funky, colourful place with comfy sofas and chairs, plenty of huge arty books to look at, and a gorgeous rear-facing terrace with more comfy seating to enjoy your tea and cakes. Did I mention cakes? My heart just missed a beat thinking about the cakes at the Arts Cafe. They are the Instagrammer's dream. If Willy Wonka designed a cake counter, this would be it. The food is constantly changing, depending on the time of day. At breakfast you get a variety of paninis, pastries and parfaits. Then at lunchtime you get shot glasses filled with exotic combinations of world cuisine. Then afternoon tea is served with warm scones and clotted cream, finger sandwiches and the most jaw-dropping cakes this side of Harrods Deli counter. Then, in the evening, there's a selection of truffles to tempt you into thinking you haven't quite had enough calories before bed. The coffee and tea selection is good too. Illy coffee is, you guessed it, Italian! Naturally. Actually, they have identical coffee machines in every bar area, so if you're running low on caffeine, you're never too far from your nearest fix. Pre-dinner drinks and canapes can be enjoyed in a number of venues, but tonight we chose Tor's Library and Observation Bar at the top and front of the ship, the only bow-facing venue. On this design of ship, virtually every public area is at the back. Tor's is a fairly compact lounge, but affords a great view of the sea ahead because it has a large outside terrace to take your drink on those warm sail-away evenings from those exotic locations Silversea will take you. As with every bar on this ship, the staff are so friendly and will rustle up any cocktail you fancy. There's a library in here too, so during the day it's a relaxing quiet space off the beaten track to browse and read. On to evening dinner now, and those twin doors you encounter at the bottom of the central staircase. You know, the ones that the beautiful bronze ballet dancer is posing in front of. Which door would you choose? The one on the left takes you to Indochine, the Asian fusion restaurant, and the door to the right to Atlantide, the steak and seafood specialists. Well, tonight you don't have to choose, because we're going into both. Man, it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. Atlantide is the biggest dining venue, but not really classified as a traditional main dining room because there isn't one. You go where you like, when you like. For a protein lover like myself, the menu is a dream come true. Prime steaks on offer are really the best quality, and each one is described in detail on the menu, but that doesn't make the choice any easier as they all look so tempting. In the interest of a balanced review and not to cheese off the non-meat eaters too much, Helen went for the veggie option, which is something she always tries to do being a trainee vegan. Just take a look at these puddings too. Whoa. OK, let's leave Atlantide and try the other door. To the left, Indochine. These two restaurants couldn't be more different. Indochine has an almost industrial feel to its interiors, or the interior of the Death Star on Star Wars. But that's just me being a bit of a nerd. Regardless of the ultra-modern decor, or sci-fi retro depending on how you look at it, the menu is as varied as the cuisines it represents. Indian, Thai, Vietnamese, Chinese, it's all here. Take a look at these incredibly tasty dishes and tell me not one of them takes your fancy. We dined here twice and Indochine was always quite quiet, and that's a crime. It is a brilliant venue serving incredible and creative food. After dinner it became clear that the venue for nocturnal types was the Panorama Lounge. This sleepy daytime venue transforms at night into an all-singing, all-dancing, literally, nightclub with impromptu performances by the mingling Silversea singers against the thumping sounds of the resident DJ. I can honestly say that despite what you might think about the sleepy nature of the average ultra-luxury ship clientele, at night, Silversea guests come alive way more than any other 6-star ship we've been on. We, being fairly fit, active and energetic 40-something gym rats, were constantly outplayed, outdanced and drunk under the table by this lot. This Silversea family really know how to party. We must leave it there, as we've kept you long enough, but if you've enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Part 3 of this 4-part series is coming soon, and we'd be delighted if you'd join us for it. Thank you.